Today's bike check is the 1985 GT Pro Performer. This bike is a bike that I built as a tribute to a bike that I rode back in 1985, 1986, and started freestyle riding with my first contest at Hub City Cycles, downtown Hagerstown. This bike was built out of necessity because I had a Diamondback Viper that I had started converting to a freestyle bike at the time and broke the bike and ended up buying a new frame and fork, this frame and fork, and slowly building it up to what it was. So I built it as a tribute to that bike because that original GT bike that I had broke. I had the seat tube snap off of it there at the seat clamp. This area here was always prone for that because it was so high and the seat post fit so poorly that I developed a crack on that bike and it broke. So that's when I ended up, and you'll see that bike in a future bike check, my subsequent bike that I bought after this broke. Anyway, here is the GT Pro Performer in chrome. This is a Japanese built bike, so it has the decals that have the block font letters, but it is original decals. I didn't have those. I actually had, I think, a Japanese frame, but it had the script writing on there. But with this bike, as nice as it was, this is exactly what I wanted when this came about. So I bought this frame, fork, seat post, and seat from a guy in Baltimore, and it's still all original chrome, original decals. So they're a little munched up. I mean, it's exactly how I like them. You can't fake the funk on like the coin decals and so forth. Everything's got a little wear and tear, so it definitely shows its age. So here's actually a couple pictures of the bike I had, me riding it back in the day. That's the Hub City Freestyle contest, my first contest. There it is on the trick ramp. So definitely rode the bike and had some fun on it. So the rundown on this bike is, like, again, as I had it, as I've evolved with it, but generally this is how I remember it. The GT Pro Performer bars, and I had extra coin decals, so I did those again on this. This script writing, the Pro Performer, is what my frame would have been, but like I said, this bike was too good to pass up as far as the completeness, and it wasn't broke up or anything. I had Tech 5 brake levers on it, which are important because at that freestyle contest at Hub City Sports, then Hub City Cycles, that's what I won. I got first place in 14, 15 intermediate or novice or whatever class that I rode. And I won a gift certificate that then I could buy these. I think I got a $20 gift certificate or something like that. So I bought these Tech 5 brake levers. These are not the exact brake lever because I broke those two probably, or wore them out, whatever, or robbed them or put different levers on them. So that's the significance to the Tech 5 brake levers that are on this bike. So the bike is built up as you would a GT at the time period. I didn't go crazy with colors and whatnot. I was the orange guy, so the orange tufts kind of set it off. Had the orange grips. These have Amy Tri grips on it. The color match brake cables, probably from Doug Stoner's bike shop. The cool thing about this bike is that it actually has the parts, some of the parts that I had back in the day, the exact bike. So Skyway Spin Master is original to me and to the bike. The MKS pedals with the worn out ends, the rear frame standers, and I believe the front frame standers as well, being original to me and to the bike back in the day in 1985. So the GT mallet stem was fairly new at the time, and I wanted to be able to use, actually my Epoch headset was another thing. The Epoch headset on this was original to me and to this bike. But back in the day, I wanted a device that I could use, a spinning device like that I could use that Epoch headset. So the Spin Master with the clamp that goes below or on the head tube and didn't use a special cup was what I chose. So that's why I went with the Skyway Spin Master. And that's basically a rotor that slides up and down on the stem. So the rundown, nothing specific really on this bike. I didn't really get into super trick parts or anything like that. The significance to my restoration on this was finding orange tough wheels with the rear alloy hub, which is pretty impossible because this is when they first started making the colored wheels and they were phasing out the metal hubs, the aluminum hubs. So to find a set like this, I got to thank Sean Cribbs. I drove up to Pittsburgh one winter day to get these wheels, so thank him for that. He's always come up with good stuff. In the drivetrain department, nothing crazy. Pair of chromoly one-piece cranks, the orange Pro Neck power disc, and this have the orange chain on it as well to kind of keep the color theme going. And of course, MKS Graphite X pedals. This one's severely worn like all of mine were, but they're still spinning, still going strong. The GT big logo saddle, scratched up enough that it's shows the wear and tear. Like again, that's how I like them. Even a stamped GT has a little circle stamp GT seat post. This bike even has the original dealer badge, dealer decal from Pontiac, Michigan. Cool little stuff like that I like about the bikes. Of course, the GT shoes and the dyno pants that I wore back in the day. Those were Dave Breed's pants in the 1985 World Tour from GT. So that's kind of the rundown of this bike. The GT Pro Performer Tribute Build, aka Agent Orange.